detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadu. Tonight I'm here with
Eno Safo.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes.
We are officially writing to the EC about this particular incident so that they will give us the go ahead as to how we are going to get a replacement for the flag bearership.
Presidential candidate of the Ghana Freedom Party, Donko, passes on with just 39 days to election 2024. Will her image remain on the already printed ballot papers? That's a big question that we'll be asking the Electoral Commission tonight. Also coming up, NDC flag bearer John Mahama's 5 questions to NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Why did you borrow 42 billion cedis from the Bank of Ghana? He should come and answer those questions. We don't need 170 questions. 170, if he wants, he can answer them himself. But Ghanaians are asking him 4 questions.
And later, we hear from Chieftaincy Minister Stephen Asamoah Boateng, who is condemning what he calls the politicization of the Boku conflict.
I will employ all sides to stop the conspiracy theories going around, the blame games, and keep calm to allow government to deal with the security and the chieftaincy issues thereof. That's
in 15 minutes from, in fact, that's actually the main headline we have here for you on Eyewitness News. In 15 minutes from now, we have business news, and Eno has a headline.
Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research forecasts Ghana's growth rate to reach 4.5% by year end.
We'll be hearing the details from the city's business desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a number of affiliate stations, including in the Western region on Premier 100.5 FM in Takrady and Beach 105.5 FM also in Takrady. In the Bono region, we're on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, we're on Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. We are also in the Eastern region on Right 90.1 FM in Somanya. If you go to the Volta region, we are on Holy 98.5 FM in Aplau. We are in the Northern region on Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi. If you go to the Upper East region, we are on Word FM 88.3 in Zuarungu. In the Upper West region, we are on Bugli Radio 88.6 FM in Wa. We are also live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and we are interactive. Join us with your messages 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. You can also send messages on Twitter, which is now known as X. My handle is at Umaru Sanda. You can also mention at City973 and send your messages. The world gets to hear what you think of the big stories of the night. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. We woke up to the sudden death, or news of the sudden death of Donko, the woman who is a flag bearer and presidential candidate of the Ghana Freedom Party today. Eno has a summary of the story.
Inhabitants of Edretia in the Afija Kwabre South District of the Ashanti region, the birthplace of the late Donko, have been thrown into a state of mourning following news about her death. Sympathizers are trooping into the family house of the late presidential candidate of the Ghana Freedom Party to empathize with the family and also extend their condolences. News about her death has taken center stage, with many sharing memories of her about development she brought to the area while she served as assembly member in 2016. The family and residents want the late Donko to be given a state burial and to also recognize her role in empowering young people, especially the girl child. His daughter of late Donko, Amasewa Bunsu, speaking to the media.
Pray, ye dear, Ama my Ghana. Nesanka ntitembia me hu amanyofo na me kan no da bia. Wa yam puntu dwuma ko talia me gina so.
My mother contributed significantly to the community's development. She constructed roads, bus terminals, built schools, developed markets, and provided furniture for the district court. She also built a toilet facility for the police. She accomplished many beneficial projects for the community, and we want a state burial for her.
You heard daughter of late Ekwiadonko Amasewa Bonsu. The Ghana Freedom Party says it will convene in the coming days to officially inform the Electoral Commission of the passing of the party's 2024 presidential candidate, Ekwiadonko.
Let's speak to the man who was partnering here on the ticket, Kwabna Ejiman Apia Kubi, popularly known as Roman Father. He is vice presidential candidate of the Ghana Freedom Party, GFP. Roman Father, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, good evening to you and our condolences.
Good evening, my brother. Thank you so much.
When did you hear about the passing of your flag bearer? And what are the circumstances surrounding her death? What do you know?
First of all, thank you so much for your precious airtime and greetings to your listeners. I had a call yesterday around 10:20 p.m. That our dear mom, leader in front of Ghana Freedom Party, she's no more. Before that bad news, this gone Friday, I was with her on Friday around 11 a.m., between the hours of 11 a.m. to 1:45, I think, from where I worked. So we were having a discussion about how we run our campaign. As we all know, that we are in political season. And we departed around 1:45. So on Saturday morning, we spoke around 10 a.m. We had a lengthy conversation about how we run our campaign. So around the same Saturday, around 6 p.m. thereabouts, I had a call from her driver that mom wasn't feeling well, so he's taking her to some government hospital. I said, okay, fine. So 3 hours after, he called that they are back home. I said, okay, we thank God. How is she faring? She said, oh, she's quite okay. I said, okay, fine. So between the hours of Monday, 28th October, around 1 a.m. thereabouts, I had a call from a gentleman who said they are rushing Her Excellency Ekwiadonko to Ridge Hospital. Cutting a long story short, they go there around 4 a.m. I visited her yesterday, 1 p.m., left there 3:45 to, I think, FM, where I ran the morning show, where I ran the afternoon show, 4 p.m. So after the show, go home. In brief, I had a call around 10:20, as I made it clear earlier, that mommy, leader in front of Ghana Freedom Party, the flag bearer, she's no more. Yeah.
Wow, that's really sad. Is there any history about her ailments? Do we know what may have caused this death?
Frankly speaking, she wasn't looking at somebody who is ill, who is not feeling well, because we had a series of interviews here and there on different networks, different platforms. I recall last week we had a show on United You Cook. The Thursday, she was interviewed at home base. I mean, my brother, mommy was okay. You know, like I said, my last meeting her was just gone Friday, and she even plan of going to Kumasi today. We are just waiting for our printed political T-shirt that I made it clear to her that it will be ready on Monday, that's yesterday. And then this unfortunate incident occurred. So nothing, shows that mommy is sick or, I think God knows best. Yeah.
You keep referring to her as mommy. What kind of personality was Ikea Donko?
I know outside people might feel or might think that she has this kind of comic life or funny life. She's somebody who, if you know her very well, she's very down to earth. Not because she's no more. That's why I'm passing this positive comment. No, very down to earth. Respect both young and old, and my brother. She's a very nice person. She's someone who called a spade a spade. You understand? So, a very difficult task anyway. Yeah.
What's the way forward for the party?
And I know letters by tomorrow. There'll be a press release, and you'll see the way forward. For now, things are quite okay. Which we believe with God on our side, everything will be fine. Yeah.
Why did you agree to partner her? And I've seen elsewhere you're being quoted as saying you're willing to replace her on the ballot.
Come again?
Why did you agree to partner her? And I've also seen elsewhere that you are ready to replace her on the ballot. Can you talk to us about that?
Okay, thank you very much. I normally do take inspiration from her because very clearly that she has not been to school before. You understand what I'm saying? In short, she has no classmate, and for such person of her status, trying to get the highest position of a country, you understand, that really inspired me. So when I know her for almost 20 years, when I was in Kumasi, Radio Mercury, if historically you do follow her conversation about the reason why she selected me, you understand, I've been running a series of programs with her here and there, and because of the love that she has for journalists, myself and you, and the rest. If you recall, 2020, she went with Adakabre of News FM, and then this time around, one or two reasons on Adakabre's part that made her Georgia, and then made it clear that okay, they should get in touch with me if I will accept that offer. I accepted that offer because of the inspiration that I took from her. So that's the main reason why, and the love that she has for journalists.
But now that you have expressed interest in replacing her, are you a member of her party? Are you a leader of the party? The party members, I'm sure they would possibly say they want an original member of the party, not a stranger, quote and unquote, to come and lead them. Don't you think?
Everything's up to the party.
When we say the party, is GFP really a party in the strictest sense of the word in this country? Where is your headquarters?
Again, you asked something. Said
I'm saying that when you say a party, is GFP really a party in the strict sense of the word?
No, I said just I don't get to answer your question. So if you can.
Okay. How well organized is your party? How many offices do you have nationwide? Where is your national headquarters?
I think this time, my brother, we need not to go on this issue. You understand? So I think we can talk about her demise now. Because if she is not qualified, I don't think our mom will be on the ballot.
No, so I'm not asking this with malice, honestly. I'm just asking so that we understand what happens in the party in the stead of the one who founded it. She's the founder, right, of the party. She's also your flag bearer. Now that she's no more, what structures we saw what the NDC did when Atta Mills died on 24th July 2012. So I'm just asking what kind of action.
Thank you very much. But there are structures. that are really operating. Like I made it clear to you that you issue a press release latest by tomorrow. So we have our general secretary, blah, 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 as the other parties do have. You understand, my brother? So everything is under control.
Very well, if you say so. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
But I think, I don't know if your producer did explain to you about that.
Actually, yes. Apologies for that. So, my understanding is that there's something you wanted to clarify, which has to do with a quote that has been put on an artwork. The quote says, "My boss, Ekiadonko, had told me of how she's been targeted spiritually after she revealed that John Mahama killed her Tamils. She told me that, according to her pastor, Mahama had sent her pictures to a spiritualist to eliminate her quote, and thus Ekiadonko's running mate speaking on her death, Roman father." This is mentioning a group called Africa Focus, and there's an artwork that has been done with your photograph and your dreadlock beautifully showing in there. I understand you want to respond to this.
Yeah, my brother. Thank you very much for this opportunity once again. I quoting from Donald Trump's voice in his voice. It's fake news. Fake news. But I had no idea about this, and there's nothing of that sort. So it's quite unfortunate that at this sad era or this sad note, somebody will try to put certain things on social media to, I don't know what maybe that person wants to achieve. It's quite unfortunate. But there's nothing of that sort. Like I said, as Donald Trump will put it, fake news. My brother, it's fake news. And it's very sad. At this point, that instead of us coming together, you understand, as one people with one common destiny. So why all this kind of rubbish statement? It's unfair, honestly. It's unfair. Because our father, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is our father. You understand? A respectable man. And we should accord everybody that kind of respect. You understand? And Dr. Mahmoud Baomi as well. You understand? So I'm quite surprised about all this. All the political parties, all those on the ballot sheet or on the ballot paper, the 13 political parties. I don't think there's someone who is saying that he or she is coming for Ghana to maybe there should be chaos or there should be maybe something bad to happen to Ghana. You understand? We all think in a positive way. You understand? So I'm quite surprised that somebody will say somewhere and then create something bad. I don't know what that person wants to achieve. You understand? You get what I'm saying?
Very well.
It's fake news. You understand? It's fake. I respect His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and I respect Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, as well as all the political leaders. And it's quite unfortunate.
Thank you for speaking to us, sir. And once again, our condolences. That's Kwabna Jimampi Akubi, popularly known as Roman Father, a radio presenter who is also the running mate or vice presidential candidate of the Ghana Freedom Party, founded by now late Ekiadonko, who passed on this. Yesterday, the news came through this morning. We still have stories relating to that.
Yeah, so a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana School of Law, Dr. Justice Srimsai, in an interview on the City Breakfast Show, says a new nominee cannot simply replace the deceased candidate on existing documentation. According to him, the law requires specific protocols to be followed in the event of a candidate's death this close to an election.
Cannot adopt the deceased candidate nomination documentation for the new nominee. That new nominee ought to also go and secure their particulars of nomination, and that is why I believe the Constitution, the regulation allows the EC to suspend, to open nomination for 10 more days for the person to be nominated for political party. But for independent candidates, there is no such. In fact, the rules said that there will not be any. Says that the election will continue as though nothing had happened.
So which means that for you, both the CI 127 and Article 50 are referring to both presidential and parliamentary elections, because the language uses things like constituency.
Yes, so the CI 127, when you look at its scope of applicability, it says that the regulations apply to both the presidential and the parliamentary elections, and as the case may be. So the understanding from that is that the rules in the CI 47, which is what I'm CI 127, which is what I'm referring to as providing for this situation, would apply to both the presidential and the parliamentary.
Dr. Justice Sremsai also addressed the scenario of the Ghana Freedom Party potentially failing to field a new candidate after the passing of Akua Donkor, recommending her removal from the ballot paper.
In this particular hypothetical situation there's very little law on that. But I believe the administrative processes, which may not necessarily be part of the law, would apply in the sense that, one, we know that you cannot put someone who is dead on a ballot, for election. So I expect the EC to remove, the person from the ballot. That is the first step. Now, there will be other questions as to, we balloted for positions, and the positions are based on numbers. So, for example, we have someone contesting and says that number one, and he has designed their campaign and everything to be number one. And then there's number 8, and there's number 4. Everyone, number 12 says 12 apostles in that regard. So, people, these things matter. But in the absence of any explicit, provision, I would assume that there will be reballoting for the position. But then that also comes with cost and other effects. So if the parties, let's say the candidates on the ballot, can also reach a consensus to keep their numbers. But these are administrative processes, and I think common sense will be a better guide than even
law.
Law. Yeah.
Mm. Dr. Justice Sremsai is a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana School of Law.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Hi, Aku. I just got the estimate for the home repairs. It's more than we expected. I'm really stressed about where to find the money.
Why worry, Musa? You are a salaried worker. Having
city973 and Instagram at instagram.com/city973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Let's do some more stories. The Ministry for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs has called for the factions in the Boku conflict to eschew conspiracy theories and trust government to bring an end to the conflict. Renewed chieftaincy conflict in Boku has led to the death of 16 people after a rival chief re-entered the community following the withdrawal of an arrest warrant by the Court of Appeal. Addressing the media, the Chieftaincy Minister Stephen Asamoah urged the parties to exercise restraint.
I believe you are aware that when I came here as the Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, my first assignment, in fact, the very second day I was sworn in, was to go and settle this Boku matter. So I moved up north quickly. So it was a priority for me, and it's always been a priority for the government. The President, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, has always said that it's a government preoccupation to resolve the Boku matter amicably and with a long-term peaceful atmosphere. And indeed, we have worked at it closely for the past year and a half. I believe until recently it was a bit peaceful, and I have been up and down and talking to them, both sides, the Kusasi, Mamprisi, B-sides, Moshis, whoever is in that particular enclave. I am constantly in touch. And that obviously has yielded some benefit, and the place has been relatively quiet. But because of the recent clashes, government yesterday released a press statement that declared a curfew in the Boku area due to the substantial threat to public safety and security. Government is guided by its responsibility to protect lives and property, and above all, to enforce law and order to restore normalcy as quickly as possible. We have taken notice of the interpretations, or should I say misinterpretations, that are being given by the various factions in this matter, that sometimes seeks to inflame passions and designed to escalate the situation. In a way, I sense some level of mistrust that has crept in since last week, but I want to assure all sides that the trust you have had in myself, especially as your minister responsible for chieftaincy matters and with the government, must be maintained. Government, through my ministry and that of my colleagues and institutions, will keep listening to you and act with impartiality and in a fair manner to build and maintain the peace in Boku and its environs, as well as any other part of the country. I will employ all sides to stop the conspiracy theories going around, the blame games, and keep calm to allow government to deal with the security and the chieftaincy issues thereof. No one should play politics with this sensitive matter. I will continue to engage my colleagues in the political arena from all sides to work with government to resolve the current problems and to work towards lasting peace in the area. I strongly call on the traditional leaders too, from both sides, to refrain from any acts that would escalate the situation. I wish to call on all sides to lay down their arms and cease firing at each other. In this regard, I wish to reiterate our press release yesterday, and I quote, "Government is committed to taking all necessary measures to ensure the safety and security of the people of Boku and its environs. Security agencies have been directed to enforce strictly the curfew and maintain law and order. Residents are, therefore, urged to comply with the directive and to cooperate fully with the security agencies to restore peace and normalcy in the area. I end my quotation of the press release yesterday. To my brothers and sisters in Boku area and wherever you find yourself, please reach out to your neighbor. Bridge the divide that separates you and build a future where peace reigns supreme. You have lived together peacefully in the past. You have intermarried and produced children of parentage from all sides. I plead with you to take a step back from these seemingly provocative happenings and show exceptional love to yourselves. For you are one people, as we are all one people in this country, working hard to better our lives. I quote Martin Luther King Jr., a civil rights activist, who says, and I quote, "Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend." It is possible to make a difference wherever you find yourself. Each one of us must be committed to the peace agenda. Peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at a goal. A quotation closed by Martin Luther King Jr. Finally, I wish to thank the Nairi, the overlord of the Mamprugu Kingdom, the Boku Naba, Zogran Asigri Abugrago Azoka II, for their cooperation with me and the government so far. I wish also to thank the Ashanti Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II for his invaluable behind-the-scenes role in these last days. I wish also to thank the youth from both sides whom I have been engaging over the past week and continue to urge them to restrain themselves and avoid any provocative act that will jeopardize the efforts being made by all of us.
You heard the Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Stephen Asamoah-Boateng.
Let's go on the campaign trail now. And last night we followed Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh's campaign trail for you and spoke to Fifi Boafu, who speaks for Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, the running mate of the New Patriotic Party. Tonight, our focus is on Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. We mentioned to you last night that she was in the Ashanti region. We were unable to reach her at the time because it was a rally. She is a vice presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress. The person who is properly closed with the powers to speak for her is James Ejinin Boateng, a former Deputy Minister of State. He's joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Omaro.
Good evening to you. Talk to us about the campaign in the Ashanti region. The understanding is that Prof is in the Ashanti region. How has the campaign been so far?
That's correct. Professor Jane Opoku-Agyeman, who is the vice presidential candidate of the National Democratic Congress, is on a 4-day campaign tour of the Ashanti region. So today is actually day 2. She began the day yesterday with a meeting of Muslim queen mothers, Magajias. I understand that means Muslim queen mothers at Aswasi, where she held that meeting with them and had extensive conversation around issues that border particularly Muslim communities, Muslim women, and the interventions that the NDC intends to make about them. One of the highlights of that meeting was about the high cost of Hajj. It was something that came up prominently in the meeting, and so she took the opportunity to address it and to express the NDC's commitment towards taking steps to ensure that Muslims are able to honor one of the key pillars of the Islamic religion, which is the Hajj pilgrimage. Then she also They also raise concerns about sometimes when they attend to health facilities, the kind of care they get. And Prof reminded them that it was one of the reasons why during the last NDC administration, young Muslim women were sponsored by the then government to Cuba to train as doctors, and they have returned to their communities and are serving and taking care of some of these concerns coming from within the Muslim communities. Then she also made a promise that that kind of policy will again continue. So that was the first program yesterday. Subsequent to that, she went to Afija Kwabre South Constituency. That meeting came off at Francho, and it was an interaction with party faithfuls and supporters, and again, predominantly women. She also did have a meeting with small and medium-scale entrepreneurs at Subeng. It was a very large gathering of persons at this meeting in Subeng, which took place at the North Hall in Kumasi yesterday. Then she went to Menchia South Constituency, held a meeting at Dichemso, and finally wrapped up the day last night by meeting various professionals in Shia. So I think generally was within the Kumasi metropolis, but that meeting came off at Shia, in the Shia constituency. So that also came out very, very well. The attendance was very great. And then today, she's been visiting Ashanti South. That meeting took place at Jaso, Afram Plains, Drobonso, and then Drabing. She's finally at her final program for today. She's just about addressing that gathering when I took leave of that meeting just to come and honor this very important interview. It's been going great so far. The turnout has been amazing, and the energy and the excitement that you see on the faces of people when they see Professor Jainano Pokwajima and the NDC's campaign. And we have an insatiable demand for NDC paraphernalia, and I think that is a testament of what the people are likely to do, how they are likely to vote come December 7th. I mean, it's been amazing. It's been great so far. And Prof has been on point with her messaging. One of the key messages that she's delivering is about the fact that the next Mahama NDC government will empower women through the establishment of a Women's Development Bank. It's a message that resonates very well, particularly with women, with market women, with those in corporate business, and with those who are self-employed. So that message is also very, very highly received. And then in some communities also, she speaks about how NDC intends to empower the youth with skills training and apprenticeship under the NDC's National Apprenticeship Program. So it's been great so far. We have 2 more days to wrap up in Ashanti and then to return to Accra.
Hearing you say how electrifying it has been for you in Ashanti, it sounds curious. Then I remember that the MPP also claims when they went to the Volta region, they also received such massive welcome and endorsement. Is it a deliberate thing to go to the home region of the MPP or the World Bank of the MPP and try and attack their campaign there? Is that like the plan, or this is just part of whistle stops you're doing national campaign tour?
No, I think that the point that I need to make is that the energy we are seeing, the support, the rallying of the people behind this NDC campaign is not limited to what we are seeing just here in Ashanti. Prof returned from Upper East just a couple of days back. Prior to that, she's been to Western North, she's been to Central Region, she's been to Western Region, and everywhere she's been, people have poured out in their numbers and they pledge their support. And this runs through market queens, chiefs, opinion leaders, professional groupings and their leaders and all of that. So what we are seeing except that, I singled out Ashanti because this is Ashanti. Ordinarily, that this is not one of the places that you will get such massive outpouring of support for our party, the NDC, even though we do substantially more for this region. But we are seeing that things are turning and the tide is changing. The sheer level of support, the genuine outpour of support and the well-wish of the people for success of the NDC in the upcoming elections is so clear. And we are excited about that, and we thank the people for this.
So moving forward, you have 2 more days to finish off the Ashanti region. What are the key things you plan to do, the itinerary? And then we talk about what your next move is. Are you going to do another region, or you're coming back to Accra and then go back?
Okay, so the last one first. We are back to Accra on Thursday night, and then until my bosses tell me what is next, I'll be able to tell you. Tomorrow, Professor Jena Nopokwajiman is headed for she'll be campaigning in Obuasi for John Mahama for President 2024, and then she will follow it up to Echima Kwangma Constituency and come to Kejetia and wrap up the day in Shiaeso.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, and wish you all the best on the campaign.
I'm grateful for your time. Thank you.
That's James Ejinem Boatin, former deputy minister. He is on the Professor Nana Jinopokwajiman campaign as an aide to the campaign, or spokesperson to the campaign. Speaking to us from the Ashanti region, where the NDC vice presidential candidate is on a 4-day campaign tour. Yesterday, we spoke to Fifi Boafu of the MPP, who is with Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh in the Western North region. But who else is on which part of the campaign trail? Hansen Ajiman is on our political desk and has been monitoring all the campaigns. Hansen, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Who is where?
So, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia came to Accra today. We know that John Dramani Mahama is in the northern region. As you speak, our correspondent has indicated to us that he is on the move to Bimbila after campaigning in other constituencies in the northern region. And so we know that Professor Nana Jane Opokwajiman is also in the Ashanti region. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh of the NPP, he is in the western region as we speak.
And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, I've heard you editing a voice earlier. Where was he speaking? I've heard him talking about Inshallah. What's he saying?
Yeah, so he basically says after going to over 200 constituencies and what he's heard from people, what he's witnessed, and how he thinks the NPP government policies are helping Ghanaians, he is confident, optimistic that the NPP is going to win the 2024 polls.
So he was speaking in Accra?
He was speaking in Accra.
Which constituency? Where?
So this is in the Ododo-Diodio constituency in the Okaishi market. Today he visited Ododo-Diodio constituency and Ablikuma South. The unique thing about his visit today is that it was just meet and greet for about 3 to 4 hours. What he did basically was to walk into busy markets, popular markets in Accra, like the Tuesday market at Mamprobi, the Kantamanto market, the Okaishi market. Basically engage traders, speak to them one-on-one, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, tell them why they should vote for him. And when he got to the Okaishi market, it was raining, but he still walked through the rains and spoke to the people. And so it was at that point that the people had gathered in their numbers, followed him even while it was raining, and he decided to address the people. And so he just went upstairs of one of the story buildings in the market and spoke to the people and indicated that he's confident of winning.
So we can listen to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia now.
Adia mehu ewo Ghana nyina me kono esu kyerɛ sɛ inshallah MPP will win the 2024 elections on December 7th. The Entina MPP yebedi nkonim no efiri ejuma ayaye enyesa yeka yebaye Che Ghana for say ye the free senior high school education ever Ghana. Ye can no Oman Penny Dada country say ye Dada Ghana for a 419 embassy is not possible. And I can say it is possible. Nyamia Duma and a Missumi Betna Koniana Swa Medi Meni Aisha Ejadi Sana Mika say Baumia means business. Baumia means business. Enti Ejadi Medi Shebe Eba the Tikain when you name him say tax system no me be sano. Yene GRA for your problems baby and me co flat tax system. So flat tax system no be sure say 2025. But with the tax amnesty na eba all businesses, all individuals will have a tax amnesty to start in 2025.
So that's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia speaking in Accra. Hansen, he was speaking Chi. What was he saying? Translate that for us.
What I see based on all the places I've been indicates that by the will of God, the NPP will win the 2024 election come December 7. We are going to win because of the work we have done. Before we came into office, we promised that we would implement a free senior high school policy. At the time we made a promise, the then president told us that we were deceiving Ghanaians. He said it was not possible, but I said that it was possible. God willing, if I also become the president, I will focus on traders, just like I said. So basically, this is what he said to traders.
Thank you so much. Hansen Ajiman is my colleague here in the City Newsroom. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM. Eno, what else do you have for our listeners?
In other stories, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has called for actions geared towards strengthening Parliament to enhance its oversight responsibilities. The Speaker says Parliament's activities are aimed at ensuring that the will of Ghanaians are not abused, hence the need for collaborative efforts in bolstering its duties. Alban Bagbin spoke at the inauguration of the Parliament Supplementary Office Complex.
Apart from lawmaking, it is Parliament that has the only function of oversight. And it is Parliament that should ensure that our collective efforts, whether in terms of energy, in terms of resources, in terms of trust, is properly applied to the benefit of everybody. So strengthening Parliament is not just the duty of Parliament, but of everybody. And we have to work together to make sure that our people don't suffer and struggle to elect us in vain. And so what we're doing here is towards focusing to make sure that the will of the people, which is reposed in Parliament, is not misapplied, it's not abused, it's not taken for granted, but it is used to the benefit of all, leaving nobody behind.
You heard Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin. The University Teachers Association of Ghana has cautioned the government not to take their leniency for granted as members have voted to suspend their industrial action. The strike, which commenced on October 10, 2024, was a protest against the government's inaction on illegal mining commonly known as galamsey. As part of their demands, the association called for a ban on mining activities and all forms of mineral prospecting, fought gold and other mineral resources. Speaking to City News, the national president of UTAG, Professor Mamudu Akudugu, indicated that the association would resume the strike if the government fails to address their concerns within the given time frame.
Well, what we know is that this is a decision across the 15 member campuses. There are some campuses voted against the suspension, but the majority voted for the suspension. And so, as in the democracy, we'll go with the majority decision. So once the majority has decided that the strike should be suspended, that is it. All other campuses or individuals who voted against the suspension will have to comply. We are exploring the other options, and also to the extent that currently there are issues with the governance system,
Parliament has been suspended indefinitely. Adjourned indefinitely. And so, part of the demands that we're making requires Parliament taking action. And if they have indefinitely suspended or adjourned sitting, we know that is going to affect us. So, as and when the system gets back to normal operations and our demands, we'll continue to push for our demands. And if our demands are not met within a reasonable time period, members will not hesitate to reactivate the strike action.
You heard the National President of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, Professor Mamudu Akudugu.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Wafa, send us money to take care of your nephew.
market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Inosafo. Let's settle for the details of our stories. The Institute of Statistical and Economic Research is projecting Ghana's growth rate to reach 4.5% by the end of 2024, signaling cautious optimism for the economy. This projection follows a recent IMF revision which adjusted Ghana's growth outlook from 3% to 4% for the same period. The projection has been attributed to a surge in economic activity during the last 2 quarters of the year. Director of ISA, Professor Peter Korte, spoke at the launch of the State of Ghana's Economy 2023 and the Q3 Economic Performance Review.
That gold accounted for 50% and 57.6% of Ghana's exports in 2024 quarter 1, 2024 quarter 2. Gold. And it tells you the importance of gold in our export earnings, but this also has significant environmental implications. And a lot of the gold was coming from small-scale miners. So, what is the solution? Are we going to ban mining on river bodies? Yes. We have forest reserves. Yes. Regulate small-scale mining, ban illegal mining, and enforce the environmental regulations. A total ban on mining, I don't think that is possible. That is feasible, because if you look at the share of gold in our export earnings, that brings in the forest over 50%. If you ban it, and cocoa is also declining very fast. What should we do? So rather regulate and ensure that we don't destroy the environment. So those asking for a total ban on mining, I think ought to have a rethink.
Professor Peter Korte also made a strong assertion that nationwide mining ban is unrealistic. This comes amidst demands by several groups, including organized labor, impressing on government to declare a state of emergency and ban all forms of mining. Away from that, Ghana's insurance industry recorded a substantial 22% growth in its investment assets in 2023, reaching a total value of 10.5 billion Ghana cedis, up from 8.6 billion Ghana cedis in 2022. That's according to the latest Bank of Ghana's 2023 Financial Stability Review report by industry officials. Ghana's insurance industry seems to have weathered the storm of the COVID-19 pandemic and the domestic debt exchange program. The following report has more.
The life insurance subsector was the primary driver of this growth, reaching a 7 billion Ghana cedis in investment assets by December 2023, compared to the 3.5 billion cedis in the non-life sector. Fixed income assets remain a common investment choice in both life and non-life sectors. However, there has been a significant decrease in the share of government securities within these portfolios, likely influenced by the domestic debt exchange program. In the non-life insurance sector, holdings in government securities fell by 13%, reducing their portfolio share from 38% in 2022 to 27% in 2023. Currently, fixed deposits make up 23% of the portfolio, with listed securities and investment properties accounting for 27% and 19% respectively. The life insurance sector also saw a 9% drop in government securities, down from the 49% of its portfolio in 2022 to 40% in 2023. This shift corresponded with an increase in investment in other assets, including a rise in property investments to 23% and an 8-point increase in fixed deposits to 21%. These changes reflect a strategic diversification aimed at navigating evolving market conditions, positioning Ghana's insurance industry for sustained resilience and growth. The sector's expanding investment assets and diversified portfolios underlines its commitment to financial stability for policyholders amid economic shifts.
That was a report filed by Daniel Sakite. Now, if you're a small or medium-sized enterprise looking to insure your business against fire damage, including the contents of your shop, machinery, and the building itself, the Business Guard SME Insurance is the solution for you. This initiative, which is in collaboration between Sanlam Alliance and Ole M&G Insurance Brokers, aims to protect and support the sustainability of SMEs in the country. In an interview with City Business News, Managing Director and CEO of Sanlam Alliance General Insurance, Mabel Nyakwa-Poble, emphasized that the registration process for the policy is straightforward.
I think first of all, it's about making people understand what the product is and the benefits and the products to them, or in this solution to them. We've said, and I've said earlier, that our objective is protect your capital. And if we make people appreciate how we protect that capital through the solution, then that should make it easier for them to sign up. Not just that, we're also looking at how do we make this easy. Like you said, people don't just like to do insurance, and they are worried about cumbersome paperwork and requirements and all of that. This is a pre-underwritten product. So it means that it doesn't go through the normal process of go bring this, go and bring that, and it is packaged. So there are different packages that you can choose depending on your business, the size, what your size as in your capital, size as in even the shop. And so we are believing that because this is easy, it should be more attractive for people to want to sign up. At the end of the day, they are basically protecting their livelihoods, the livelihoods of their family.
Managing Director and CEO of Sanlam Alliance General Insurance, Mabel Nyakwa Pobley. Meanwhile, Managing Director of Ole M&G Insurance Brokers, Stephen Kwating Yeboah, stated that the policy will ensure prompt payment of claims when necessary.
We are able to manage all the claims, do all the underwriting and everything for them. So when you buy the product, it's not about you against Sanlam Alliance, but there's a broker there. And what we do is that we will help you when there's a claim to put together the documentations, do all the things and file it with Sanlam Alliance for you to be paid. So you don't need to be going to Sanlam Alliance to be chasing your claim or doing other things. Everything will come through us. And of course, we are more concerned about the need of the SME, not only our personal interest. So we still even have opened up the product for other brokers to sell. And we always encourage SMEs to buy the policies through brokers, because with brokers, we are able to explain the policies to you. We will tell you, because SMEs, a lot of them don't have time, they can't understand insurance, they don't know what the contracts are, but our role is to be able to explain it to them. And then whenever they have need for claim, we will be there to help them and file the claim with Sanlam Alliance. So today we are launching it with them, but tomorrow when there's a claim, we are not with them. We are with the SME who is buying the policy. Because when there's a claim, the client is our client, and we are giving them to Sanlam Alliance. So when there's a claim, we will be there to help them to file the claim.
That was the Managing Director of Ole M&G Insurance Brokers, Stephen Kwating Yeboah. Just before we go, in a bid to enhance its operational efficiency and meet the growing needs of its expanding customer base, Jumia Ghana has inaugurated a new state-of-the-art warehouse. The facility, located in Tema, is set to streamline logistics, improve delivery timelines, and support the e-commerce platform's efforts to expand its footprint in the Ghanaian market. Chief Executive Officer of Jumia Ghana, Temidayo Ojo, in an interview with the media explained that the new warehouse will support Jumia's logistics and product management by providing additional storage capacity and enhancing the order fulfillment process.
We've been experiencing significant growth in the Ghana market, and it just made sense as the next step to do was to invest for the future. So this warehouse, which is a 6,000 square meter ultra-modern new facility in Tema, is supposed to help us meet the demands of demands of growing e-commerce in Ghana for the next 5 to 10 years. The good thing is that we are in a logistics park where we can have modular capacity. So our ambition is that we double this capacity in the next 2 to 3 years. And going by the growth that we are seeing in Ghana today, we believe that would happen very soon. This move is happening just in time, because we are at the very start of our largest shopping event in the year, which is Black Friday. Come Friday, we will launch Jumia Black Friday 2024 in Ghana. And this warehouse is just perfect because it's going to allow us to serve in a more efficient and faster manner all our customers.
Temidayo Ojo is Chief Executive Officer of Jumia Ghana. Director of the Research, Statistics and Information Management Directorate at the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization, Dr. Samuel Ackom, representing the sector minister, expressed optimism that 5G technology will expedite migration of businesses to online platforms for e-commerce growth in Ghana.
The state-of-the-art facility is not only a testament to Jumia's unwavering commitment to enhancing service delivery and improving customer satisfaction, but also a powerful endorsement of our shared vision for prosperous digital Ghana. At the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization, remain dedicated to advancing digitalization across every corner of our nation. As we look ahead, the anticipated introduction of 5G technology in Ghana will serve as a transformative force, accelerating our journey into the digital age. With faster, more reliable internet connectivity, we envisage a future where many more Ghanaian businesses will seamlessly come online.
Dr. Samuel Ackom is Director of the Research, Statistics and Information Management Directorate at the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization. That's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Inusafo. Up next is Point Blank.
give lectures every month about how to run an economy, how to fix the economy. He posed 170 questions to my Vice President, Emi Sata. He should go and answer the 170 questions himself. Indeed, he shouldn't answer 170 questions. He should answer only 3 questions. 3. Why is the exchange rate 17 cedis to the dollar? Question 1. Exam, he should come and write. Ezu, why has Ghana's debt risen from 120 billion to 767 billion in 8 years? Question 2, he should come and answer. Question 3, why is inflation where it is? Why did it rise to 54% under your administration for 8 years? And then let me add 2 more. Question 4, why did you borrow 42 billion cedis from the Bank of Ghana? Why did you borrow 42 billion cedis from the Bank of Ghana? He should come and answer those questions. We don't need 170 questions. 170, if he wants, he can answer them himself. But Ghanaians are asking him 4 questions. He should come and answer those 4 questions and explain to Ghanaians why we are where we are. The last question is, why has he run away from the economy to digitalization? He used to do big about economy. Today he can't mention economy. It's not in his vocabulary. Anytime he opens his mouth, digitalization. Come and talk about the economy. That's question 5. 5 questions. Tell him. He should come and answer them.
So that's John Dramani Mahama, former president and flag bearer, presidential candidate of the NDC, asking 5 questions of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and asking him to come and answer those questions. He was speaking on the campaign trail. This is Point Blank on Eyewitness News, brought to you by Kivu Pepe Moko Show. Kivu Pepe Moko Show. So tonight, those 5 questions will be asking Dr. Bawumia's aides to attempt an answer while we wait for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia himself to respond if he so desires. We'll also be hearing more from the John Mahama camp.
He used to give lectures every month about how to run an economy, how to fix the economy. He posed 170 questions to my Vice President, Emi Sata. He should go and answer the 170 questions himself. Indeed, he shouldn't answer 170 questions. He should answer only 3 questions. 3. Why is the exchange rate 17 cedis to the dollar? Question 1. Exam, he should come and write. Ezu, why has Ghana's debt risen from 120 billion to 767 billion in 8 years? Question 2, he should come and answer. Question 3, Why is inflation where it is? Why did it rise to 54% under your administration for 8 years? And then let me add 2 more. Question 4. Why did you borrow 42 billion cedis from the Bank of Ghana? Why did you borrow 42 billion cedis from the Bank of Ghana? He should come and answer those questions. We don't need 170 questions. 170.
So that's former President John Dramani Mahama. Let's go to Dennis Miracles Abuaji. He speaks for the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign. Dennis, you're welcome to Point Blank. I'm sure you've by now heard all the 5 questions that John Mahama is asking. How does your campaign respond to these questions?
Thank you, Umaru. I honestly don't know why and how the former president ever came to the conclusion that he is the one among the 13 candidates to be setting the questions and determining what happens. This is a man who has clearly indicated that he is above everybody else and that he's not going to stoop low to debate any candidate running for these elections, let alone Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been demanding and requesting and saying that as part of advanced democracies in 2024, presidential debate is critical in ensuring that the people get to know what each of you represent. You refused. You actually made derogatory comments about him and the other candidates that you would not stoop low. And so we wake up one day and say you have set questions and somebody should respond. I really don't know how he's actually envisaging this contest and whether he's taking the contest seriously. I think he's still playing, honestly speaking. That notwithstanding, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has answers to these questions. In fact, on day-to-day basis, he responds to all of these issues to the Ghanaian people, just as he, the former president, advised some weeks ago. If for whatever reason he still thinks that he wants to hear the vice president speak to these issues in his presence, he should come to a debate. Right in his presence, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will give him responses to these issues.
But these are not issues you should be running away from. Now that the opportunity has availed itself.
Imaru who? Why are you not calling him? Why are you not calling him to ask him why he's running away from a debate? And in any case, in my statement, did I tell you we're running away from anything? I said we will respond. He should come for a debate. Then you will get his responses. How is that running away?
Even though
he is the one who has refused. He is the one, were you not here in this country, when he said that he made that very derogatory comment that he will not stoop low to debate any of the other candidates, let alone the vice president. So who in this case is running? He can refuse a debate and then go and stand somewhere and ask questions.
He has said that he will not honor your debate invitation. After that one, he has already said it. Just like you also in the past said you are not going to debate him.
So then what makes him think that he can come and ask questions?
Even though the questions...
Isn't he the one who advised? Isn't he the one who advised that we should go and give those responses to the Ghanaian people? That's what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia did this afternoon in Makola and Okaishi.
Okay.
What makes the former president think that he can ask questions and everybody should run and come and respond, but he has no answers to give anybody? Has he responded to the question of why he cancelled nurses and teacher training colleges? Has he responded to the question as to why he left this country in Doomsor for 4 years? Has he responded to the question as to why he left nurses and teacher graduates for 3 years without employing them? Has he answered the teachers that he paid 3 months after they had worked for 12 months? Has he given them answers? Those are questions that he himself has to answer.
Yeah. If you could just indulge me, Dennis, I would want to hear from the NDC so that I can ask them these questions you are raising. Malik Basintale is Deputy Communications Officer of the NDC. Malik, you're welcome to Eyewitness News, this segment known as Point Blank. Dennis Miracles Abuaji is on the other line. He says you had an opportunity to ask those questions, and I mean John Mahama asked those questions of Dr. Bawumia straight on a podium where he would respond. He refused to do so. Why does he think that he has a locus now to be asking these questions?
Maru, the Bawumia asked the 170 questions. Was it not in 2016? Did they partake in the debate in 2016? So where from this hypocrisy? If you asked 170 questions, between the one who had 170 questions and the one who is asking just 5 questions, who should have participated in the debate? Why didn't they participate in the debate in 2016 so they could get the opportunity of asking those 170 questions? So please, we must stop this hypocrisy. I don't know why Alhaji Bawumia is struggling so much to be brought up to the level of President John Dramani Mahama. Please, respectfully, President Mahama is a distinguished man. He's a man who has proven himself beyond reasonable doubt. He's a man whose, records are there for all to see. And he doesn't need a debate platform to, amplify the schools that school children today are attending. He doesn't need a debate platform to show the Bank of Ghana Hospital. He doesn't need a debate platform to show the University of Ghana Medical Center. He doesn't need a debate platform to show the Kutuka Terminal 3 or the Circle Interchange. He doesn't. And he doesn't need a debate platform to tell the people of this country or to remind them that during his tenure, the dollar was changed at 4 cedi 20 pesos. He doesn't. And so he's asking Alhaji Bawumia some of the lies he peddled in 2016. If you remember, even in 2017, Bawumia lied on the IGP. He said the key was in the pocket of the IGP. In fact, if he had even spoken about the dollar by then, it would have been better. Because I'm tempted to believe that it was because of Bawumia's reckless statements. That is what virtually infuriated the dollar and made the dollar to skyrocket. Today, the dollar is at 17 cedis. And you tell us we should debate you, so you explain what to us. What is he going to tell us? That the dollar jumped from 4 cedi, that a dollar from 1 cedi to 4 cedi is worse than a dollar from 4 cedi to 17 cedi. Is that not what they've been saying? Sometimes, Umaru, anytime they say that and you hear it, how does it sound to your ears? Don't you ask yourself many questions? Anytime I hear it, all I ask myself is, so do they really see us Ghanaians as, excuse me to say, some animals? Is that how they see us? That you tell me that 1 to 4 is worse than 4 to 17, and sometimes even 18. Last time I changed, I got a dollar for 18 Ghana cedis. And you come and tell us that you have done better. President Mahama is asking you, tell us why the fuel prices are skyrocketing. You took a gallon of petrol at 13 cedis. Today, a gallon is almost 100 Ghana cedis. And you tell us you want to debate us. Debate what? Has Bawumia finished debating the dollar? Has he finished debating fuel prices? If I were Alhaji Bawumia, I would have looked for the nearest filling station, go there and debate them on the prices. Never in the history have we witnessed a liter of petrol at 14 cedis. Never. It's never happened. Those days, Umaru, when you hear 14 cedis, you are looking at a gallon or 2 gallons. Today, a liter is at 14 cedis. We cannot buy fuel into our cars. Spare parts are so high. You go to Abosokai and people who used to bring 4 containers now bring 1 container. Sometimes even struggle to clear it. Look, those days, a Vitz car, or let me say Picanto, at least we all know Picanto, or I-10, used to sell at 13,000, 15,000. The highest you could ever hear a Picanto car was 18,000. That's the highest. Today, a Picanto goes for 75,000, sometimes 85,000. And you come and tell us we should come and debate. You debate you on what? People are struggling. Lorry fares, Umaru. Those days when I hear somebody shout lorry fare 15 cedis, it means that I'm dropping from Medina to airport. That is when the driver will say 15, then you bargain to 13. Today, trotro from Medina to Accra is about 18 cedis, almost 20 cedis. Trotro, I don't mean taxi or Uber, trotro, passenger car. And you come and tell us we should come and debate. Debate you on what? Please. President Mahama says, look, 170 questions are too many because he wants you to first, you answer 3, answer 5. Then we go to the rest. Ghanaians are looking for him to ask questions. When Bawumia visited a nursing trainee, did you see the sweat on his head? When he lied there and the student looked him in the eye and said, Sir, I beg you, respect us. You can't come and stand before us and say we'll be receiving our alawa. Okay. I'm in my 3rd year, or is it final year? I've received alawa just once.
Very well.
And you come and say every month alawa hasn't come in. The young lady looked in. Bawumia is the father's age, is the father's age of that girl. But she put shyness away and said, Sir, please respect us. Show us some iota of respect. I don't receive allowance, so stop lying. Bawumia then turned and said, oh, I'll consult. Then I wasn't informed. You weren't informed about what? And you want to debate. You don't even know that whether alawa goes or not. And you want, what is he going to debate with? You go to Abosokai and all you shout is, Moma Mistiano. And you say that's a policy. Some the Abosokai spare part dealers in Tejima said, they just went and looked for an old Opel Vectra home used here. And they put it inside. I said, listen, my friend, find your level and power. They are waiting for a 24-hour economy. They are waiting for jobs. They are waiting for a stable dollar. President Mahama says he will stabilize the dollar. They are waiting for reduction in fuel prices. They are waiting for, the cocoa sector are waiting for refineries. The mining sector is refineries. They are waiting for free primary health care. In fact, the women of this country are waiting for a women's bank. That is what they've been listening to, and that is what they want to hear. They don't want to hear, where you hear the running mate, what are you doing with CCFIA? Tell them a policy. Come and stand and look at God and say God sleeps at night. Preposterous. Please, this bunch, Bawumia said already,
let's leave it
a certified liar.
No, it's okay.
I'm proving to you.
No, Malik, it's fine. Enough on the offensive.
If you don't want me to talk so much, you can tell me. But
no, I'm just saying that the offensive words is enough.
No problem. Let's go on. Let's go, my brother.
No, we can actually end it here. I'm grateful. I wanted to cross over to Miracle. Unfortunately, we have lost him on the line. So I guess that will be the end of the debate for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. That's Malik Basintali, his Deputy Communications Officer of the NDC. Earlier, I was speaking to Dennis Miracles Abuaji, spokesperson of the Dr. Bawumia campaign.